You are here today because you know you have greater potential to tap into. You feel it deep down, that burning desire to take your life to the next level. But are you making every day count towards that vision? Are you squeezing every drop out of the precious time you have? Look around this room. Take a good look at the men and women sitting beside you. Now ask yourself, who here is going to make it? Who is going to push through and achieve extraordinary things? Who will still be drifting aimlessly a year from now? The answer lies in what you do starting today. Not tomorrow, today. The day after that. And every single day after that. Life is reserved for those who make every day count. You cannot afford to waste a single morning lingering in bed. You cannot fritter away nights plopped in front of the TV. You cannot keep putting off till tomorrow what must be done today. Why? Because tomorrow is a grand illusion. Tomorrow never comes? Think about that. Tomorrow never comes. It's one of the most profoundly simple yet overlooked truths about our existence. We plan, we prepare, we wait for tomorrow. But all we truly have is this present moment. This day. Here. Now. When tomorrow finally gets here, it will be called today. And if you do not have your discipline squared away to make this day count, tomorrow will be just another crushing disappointment, another missed opportunity. So forget about tomorrow. Forget about next week, next month, next year. None of those are promised to you. All you can grab onto is what's right here in front of you, the powerful gift of today. If you could see how few todays you really have left, you would never waste another one. I do not say this to be morbid, but to shake you from your slumber, to help you realize the cold, hard truth that your days are severely numbered. No one knows how many they have left. All we can control is what we do with this day. So how will you spend the irreplaceable todays you have remaining? By making excuses, playing video games, binging Netflix, putting forth lukewarm effort at work or with your family, drifting aimlessly, coasting through life? Or will you wake up every morning powered by a burning desire to make this day your masterpiece? To squeeze every drop of effort, creativity, and growth out of the 24 hours you have been gifted? Which one will it be? Because there is no middle ground. No coasting, no time off from life's demands. Either you are making K to D account, pushing yourself, inspiring those around you to reach higher. Or you're slowly wasting away, sleepwalking through your limited days until they tragically run out. Listen, I do not care how tough it's been, how many times you have been knocked down, how many disappointments, failures, or heartbreaks you have suffered. All that misery is over if you decide to make today the day you took full control of your destiny. But you've got to get mad, dig down deep, and get furious at the way you have been living. Get so fed up with just accepting what is that you finally resolve to fight for what can be. You've got to get so sick and tired of being sick and tired that you finally say enough is enough. No more walking through life half asleep. No more settling for a half-hearted life. Starting today, I'm going all in. And when you reach that boiling point of dissatisfaction, do not trust the doubting whispers creeping into your mind. Do not buy into the doubts that lurk in the shadows saying you cannot do this, that it's too hard, that you have failed too many times before. The only way those doubts win is if you keep listening to them. So tune that garbage out, because the fact is, those doubts only grow louder when you are about to make a breakthrough. That's how you know real, profound, life-transforming change is right around the corner. The fears never go away. You just have to stop letting them call the shots. You have to take control and call the shots for your own life. To borrow a line from one of my mentors, at the end of pain is success. That's the path for anyone who's ever achieved anything great. Embracing the difficult journey and pushing through the pain, fear, and doubt. And you have got to get comfortable being uncomfortable if you want to get comfortable with success. So who's ready to get seriously uncomfortable? Who's ready to alienate the sleepwalkers and safety chasers and chase down their wildest dreams? It will not be easy. But then again, nothing worth achieving ever is. The path to making every day count requires intense self-discipline, It requires valuing your potential more than your past failures or present frustrations. It's about sacrifice, giving up that which is unworthy to grab hold of that which is invaluable. It's getting up earlier than you want and working later than feels comfortable. It's pushing your mind and body well past what they want to do. It's continual self-improvement and self-mastery in the face of constant resistance. But for those who endure this discomfort, there are indescribable rewards. The rewards that come from stretching far outside your comfort zone and going to work on designing the life you truly want. The sweet taste of victory for those brave enough to give it their all. Yes, it will be hard. You will be tested. Maybe as never before. There will be days when it seems easier to slide back into your old comfy rut. Days when those old doubts and fears scream at you to play it safe. But if you embrace the difficulty and discomfort, you will start developing a powerful new muscle, a visceral understanding of what it takes to make each day count. And every day that muscle grows stronger makes the next day a little bit easier. It's a positive upward spiral. When you make today a little bit better than yesterday, you create momentum to make tomorrow better than today. Then soon, making every day count just becomes your way of life. It's no longer a struggle. It's just who you are. And who is that person? That's the strongest version of you. The you unbound by self-doubt, laziness, or toxic habits. The you fueled by intense self-discipline and an unwavering vision of your potential. It's the you not pulled off course by fleeting distractions of pleasure or ephemeral pains. The you who is simply unstoppable in chasing down your dreams. Let nothing get in the way. That person is inside each of you, just waiting to be unleashed. And the only way to let them out is to make every day count, to persist and chip away who you were one day at a time, until who you want to become is all that's left. So what will it be? Are you ready to dish out the effort and sacrifice every single day to transform into that strongest version of yourself? Are you ready to make every day count? If so, I have an important final piece of advice. Do not go it alone. Trying to make every day count all by yourself is an uphill battle against human nature. We are biologically hardwired to follow the path of least resistance, to be content with the status quo. That's why you need to surround yourself with fellow day makers, hard-charging, dream-chasing souls who are also resolved to maximize each day they are given. Iron sharpening iron, pushing each other to reject the easy, meaningless path. You become like the people you associate with. So carefully choose the voices you allow into your inner circle. Avoid the time waster, excuse makers, and realists who will subtly discourage your ambitions without even realizing it. Stick close to those who radiate passion and positivity. Those who believe deep down that no goal is too lofty if you make every day count towards it. That tribe will energize you, inspire you, push you to dream bigger. Right here, right now, you are building the rest of your life. How you think and act today, this week, this month is determining where you will end up. Whether you live with intense purpose and urgency or squander your precious gift of life is your choice. You can go back to drifting mindlessly, putting off your dreams for another day, accepting a watered-down good enough existence, or you can join that small, elite tribe of dreamers committed to making every day count until their ambitions become reality. Which path will you walk? The decision, and all its ramifications, is yours and yours alone. Just know in your heart that this day will never come again. This day matters immensely, and you cannot afford to waste it. The truth is, most people will not make the decision to truly make each day their masterpiece. Most people are going through life in a daze, squandering the precious hours ticking away. Are you going to be like them? Or are you going to be one of the rare few who wakes up? It starts with taking an honest look in the mirror. When you search your soul, can you say with full conviction that you have been making the most of every single day? Have you been giving your all, leaving nothing on the table in your pursuit of your greatest potential? Or has there been a little voice of complacency whispering that you will get around to it tomorrow? That you deserve to take it easy today because you worked hard yesterday? That one unproductive day to not make much difference anyway. Well, let me tell you, those one day at a time mentalities are absolutely toxic if you want to make every day count. They are dream killers. Those little voices might seem harmless, but they will rob you of your ambition and slowly sabotage your ability to seize each day. You cannot make concessions to complacency, not even for a moment. Comfort is the enemy of making every day count. You must become so hungry, so obsessed with your vision, that you would not dream of letting a day go to waste. If it's a choice between watching mindless TV or spending that time devouring books and podcasts to help you grow, you better hit that power button without thinking twice. When the alarm clock screams at you to roll over and go back to sleep, you need to plant your feet on the floor with intense resolve. No more pause buttons. No more lazy days. Only full steam ahead in pursuit of your dreams and vision. Those who make the biggest impact and leave the biggest legacies are those who go to war with complacency each and every morning when they wake up. It's a battle that's never going to end either. Just when you think you have got complacency licked, it will shapeshift and try to sneak back into your life from a different angle. One day of slacking leads to a week, which turns into a month. And the next thing you know, years have evaporated. That's why you must be vigilant at all times. You have to closely audit how you spend each hour, each minute. Ask yourself constantly, is what I'm doing right now leading me closer to my vision, or is it just pushing me backwards? If the answer is not an enthusiast, yes, then it's time to change what you are doing. This level of intense self-discipline and self-awareness is difficult. There's no question. It's also absolutely critical if you want to separate yourself from the crowd. Because here's the harsh reality. Most people cannot handle operating at this level. They start out with good intentions, but slowly get consumed by distractions, excuses, and momentary pleasures that sabotage their ambition. Maybe you have been there before, losing your way under the weight of momentary temptations. If so, you know how soul-crushing it feels to look back and realize you utterly failed to make the most of a day, a week, a month, maybe even an entire year or more. All those missed opportunities can weigh heavy on your conscience, and you cannot get that time back. Those days are gone forever into the hold of inaction. So the choice is to let that regretful feeling motivate you, or let it consume you with sadness and bitterness. If you have the courage to be brutally honest with yourself about past lapses, that's okay. In fact, it's great, because extreme self-awareness is the first step towards making a change and vowing to never let it happen again. The key is to let that feeling of disappointment drive you, but not debilitate you. Use it as fuel to recommit yourself to making every day count, but do not let it discourage you into further inaction. The past is gone. So burn those memories as reminders to stay hungry and keep devouring every day. For those able to continually lock in and make each day their masterpiece, their rewards are immense. You will experience a whole new level of pride, fulfillment, and deep satisfaction that cannot be obtained any other way. Think about the incredible feeling of leaving absolutely nothing in the tank each night, utterly drained but beaming with accomplishment. As your unwavering commitment compounds over weeks, months, and years, something amazing happens. You will look back over longer stretches of time and feel overwhelmed by everything you have achieved, how much you have grown as a person, the incredible momentum you have built towards making your visions a reality. Every single day spent making the most of your gift of 24 hours creates a permanent legacy for your life's journey. Unlike those resigned to a life of laziness and complacency, you will never look back with regret. You will look back with a feeling of awe at everything you did with the limited time you had. And let me tell you, that feeling of awe and deep fulfillment is one of the most powerful sensations a human being can experience. It makes all the sacrifices, all the difficult days, and intense self-discipline so unbelievably worth it. This level of profound self-actualization is only available to those who operate at a world-class level day after day after day. No temporary motivation or short bursts of effort can produce the same result. It requires relentless determination to make every rising of the sun an opportunity to pour your whole self into your quest. Only then will you craft a life story so inspiring that it actually impacts people long after you're gone. A legacy of constant growth and giving your absolute all that becomes a beacon for others searching for the courage to maximize their potential as well. So yes, choosing to make every day count requires intense self-discipline in the face of constant temptation to be lazy, complacent, or distracted. There's no sugarcoating the difficulty of that commitment. But if not you, then who? If you do not show the world what's possible when you go all in on chasing your dreams and potential each day, then how will the habit of excellence get spread and passed along? The world needs more people displaying the power of what's possible through unwavering daily self-mastery and growth. The world needs you to show others that making every day count is not just a nice fantasy, but a powerful life philosophy that anyone can activate. So go be the example of how to maximize each rotation of the earth. Go show the world what happens when you fully commit to designing your dream life through the bricklayer process of stacking one productive day after another. Do not talk about the power of daily habits. Live them out. Make daily excellence a reality through your inspiring actions. Embody the truth that those who make the biggest mark on this world are the ones who make every single day count. Rise up and join that rare breed of eternal souls. Shed the fears, dump the excuses, and take full ownership of your destiny one day at a time. Steel your mind, strengthen your spirit, and dive into the hard work and sacrifices required for greatness. Then wake up tomorrow feeling absolutely unstoppable, because you will know you extracted every bit of value from today. You will be another 24 hours closer to realizing your visions and leaving your ultimate life legacy. That's the power and the addictive feeling that comes from making every day count toward maximizing your potential. Once you get a taste, you will never want to go back to drifting aimlessly, allowing days to evaporate into the rearview mirror. This is your life's journey we are talking about. You have only got so many days to spend. So why would you waste a single one? Why allow fatigue, laziness, or fear to determine whether you live with purpose and urgency or drown in a sea of mediocre acceptances? No, you are too brilliant and too extraordinary to squander the incredible gift of life like that. Not on my watch. If you are here in this room today, then you have been called to join the elite rank of makers, the visionaries, entrepreneurs, artists and leaders who pull magnificent realities into existence through their daily actions. So rise up and boldly proclaim, I will no longer be a consumer of daily life, but a creator of it. I refuse to sleepwalk or follow the herd any longer. This is my wake-up call, starting today. I make every day my masterpiece. When you make that ancient vow to yourself, you will feel the intense power and clarity that comes from finally deciding to take full control of your destiny. You will feel the weight of wasted days lifting off your spirit as you fully commit to making every rising sun an opportunity to be better. From that day forward, you will be a beacon in the night, a walking inspiration of hustle and grit in the face of life's obstacles. You will help light the path for others searching for permission to shed mediocrity, and you will leave an extraordinary legacy of daily excellence written across your life's journey. So who's ready? Who's ready to wake up and start treating each day as a precious gift to be maximized? If so, then let's make a vow together right here, right now, that will alter the trajectory of our lives forever. Repeat after me. I solemnly swear to join the committed few who make every day count. I refuse to idly toss away another 24 hours. I vow to show the world the power of daily mastery and growth by maximizing my potential through intense self-discipline. Congratulations! You are now officially part of the Makers Tribe. We are the unstoppable force creating extraordinary lives through the remarkable power of making each day our masterpiece. So let's walk out of here united and hit the ground running hard in relentless pursuit of our visions. Energy is high and urgency is real. Tomorrow starts right now by extracting every last bit of value from the day in front of us. Leave nothing in the tank. Let's make today count. Now that you have committed to being a day maker, it's time to lay out the blueprint for how to operationalize this philosophy into your daily lifestyle. Because let's be honest, it's one thing to get fired up and vow to maximize each day, but it's another to actually follow through when the temptations of comfort and complacency come calling. The first step is to deeply analyze how you have been spending your days up to this point. You need to conduct an honest self-audit and get crystal clear on all the areas where you have been leaking productivity, focus, and intensity. Where have you been letting precious hours slip away into the black hole of distraction and idle drifting? For a lot of people, the biggest time wasters are mobile phones, video games, mindless TV binges, social media scrolling, and running on the hedonic treadmill chasing temporary pleasures and highs. But you need to get hyper-specific to your situation. Schedule out a typical daily routine and be brutally honest about how much of that 24-hour cycle has really been maximized. Where have you been hitting the snooze button too many times? When have you been dragging yourself through tasks at half speed rather than hustling at maximum intensity? Which hours have you allowed to just evaporate without any productive output? Once you get clarity on your personal time leaks, you can start making a plan to patch them up and recapture that drifting time and redirect it towards meaningful goals and growth. This is where having laser-focused vision on your life's ambitions becomes crucial. You cannot afford to just generally want more out of life if you plan to make each day your masterpiece. No. You need deeply rooted, vividly described visions for your health, career, relationships, spiritual growth, and any other area that's important to your well-being. Then you need to reverently treat those visions as vivid manifestations waiting to happen through your daily disciplines. Because once you can vividly see and feel your ultimate desired outcomes, then you can start reverse engineering each day to ensure you are making consistent forward strides. Every morning starts with revisiting that vision to lock your day's intentions onto achieving those vivid futures. From there, each component of your day gets purposefully architected to be in devoted pursuit of those outcomes. What habits, projects, key skills, and activities need to be prioritized? What small incremental shifts in behavior or routine need to start compounding? What new beliefs or mindsets need to be reinforced through affirmations and reflection? You will need to tear down the old way of just reactively allowing each day to unfold and mindlessly following where you felt nudged. Those unstructured, unintentional days are dream killers that lead to coasting, not compounding. If you want to make the most of each rotation of the earth, you have to become the intentional sculptor of how you spend those 24 hours. Which means you will need to get a lot more militant about defending your time from distractions and toxic influences that can derail you. That social media notification can wait. Those alluring video games will still be there months from now when you have achieved something meaningful. And that extra hour of sleep will only really rob you of getting your task list conquered early. You have to become so hyper-focused that giving into momentary temptations that conflict with your visions is simply not an option your mind will entertain. No is no end of story. Your intensity and hunger has to burn so ferociously that momentary discomforts like hustling through fatigue just get incinerated by your determination. Because every single day that you do, let those distractions and temptations throw you off track is a day that moves you no closer to living out those vivid visions dancing in your mind's eye. It's a day lost in the quagmire of stagnant sameness and chasing temporary highs that leave you unsatisfied. But when you finally get a taste of taming those distractions and harnessing each day towards measurable progress on your life's ambitions, oh, that feeling is addictive. There's nothing more fulfilling than closing out a day where you gave your absolute bucket of blood, sweat and grit to being the intentional architect of your legacy, to push through unavoidable obstacles and adversity to still find a way to make that day count by stacking another brick of progress atop your foundation, to finally break free from aimlessly drifting and replace it with the euphoric sensation of self-direction and watching your life's visions steadily materialize before your eyes. It's the pride of realizing today was not just another day to fill and forget. No, today was another step in the remarkable story I'm writing every morning when I wake up. Today carried me measurably closer to the actualization of my greatest ambitions and potential. Every single brick stacked on that foundation makes the ones after it exponentially easier. Because when you capture the intoxicating momentum of making day after day count towards clearly defined outcomes, it creates a tidal wave of energy and belief that starts smashing through any resistance in its path. Gone is the constant cycle of motivation and fatigue that plagues those who just work in inconsistent, haphazard bursts. Gone is the second guessing over whether you are focusing your limited time on the right activities for the biggest impact. You will find yourself getting consumed in a flow state of hyper-focus on your craft and constantly iterating to find the highest leverage opportunities for growth. Rather than vaguely wondering if you are drifting off course, you will have the affirming check-in every night of, yes, I moved massively closer to my vision today. And when you stack those intentionally maximized days into weeks, months in, years geared towards measurable progress on your visions, my goodness, the results are staggering, far beyond what most people ever achieve in their lives. Because while conventional wisdom believes masterpieces transpire in strokes of luck or overnight success, you will know the real secret. That any extraordinary feat or ambition gets accomplished through the mundane, day-to-day commitment of simply making each rotation of the earth an opportunity for compounding progress. No skipping steps, no succumbing to distractions, just steady, imperfect, but gritty forward strides, 24 hours at a time. That's how you will author the greatest masterpiece of all. The remarkable life story of someone who refused to accept conventional limitations, of a human being who looked the temptations of idleness, comfort, and aimlessness square in the eyes and said, no, I will not squander the precious gift of this life. Starting today, I make every day count towards maximizing my potential. It's an incredibly powerful commitment to make, but please do not mistake the difficulty of this path. There will be days, maybe even weeks, where it feels hopeless and the urge to revert back to your old ways will scratch and claw at your willpower. The distractions and temptations will temporarily regain their alluring sheen, causing you to doubt whether being a daymaker is really worth the sacrifice of constant self-discipline and rejection of fleeting pleasures. When that darkness seeps in, you must have the self-awareness to realize it for what it is. The final gasps of your old, unproductive path of least resistance, seeking self, terrified of you fully stepping into your potential. A mind wrestling with letting go of the comfortable certainties in pursuit of the extraordinary possibilities ahead. So when those moments strike, do not give in and do not retreat. Reconnect with the reasons you committed to making each day meaningful in the first place. Dig in your heels and stand tall in the belief that you are in this moment authoring the reality of your greatest visions and ambitions. Then flip the switch from doubt and pain to gratitude and conviction, and let that make you even hungrier to maximize what's left of this day and attack the next with berserker intensity. Fall in love with the reinvigorating feeling of decisively choosing your vision and potential once again. If you will commit to pushing through those fleeting storms every single time, I can absolutely promise you that the short-term sacrifices will start to feel lighter and lighter. In their place will be a burning, ever-intensifying feeling of freedom from self-imposed limitations. The intoxicating daily addiction of moving measurably closer to your dream realities. The empowering revelation that you are no longer a hostage to impulses of lethargy or short-term gratification loops. No, Through your commitment to make every day your masterpiece, you will emerge as the sovereign author of how your finite life's journey unfolds. You will feel that euphoric level of control over your own destiny that most people never tap into. And you will carry it with you in your radiant energy until the very last day this world has to offer. So if you are ready to join me on this deeply rewarding path of cramming each 24-hour cycle with maximal purpose, passion, and progress, now is the time to make that decision. Not tomorrow, not next week, right here in this present moment. Look inside and ask if you are finally prepared to shed every last excuse, every last stumbling block, and every last story about why you cannot start living with intense urgency and intention. Summon the courage and conviction to commit to this philosophy with every fiber of your being. Then wake up tomorrow encompassed by that empowering decision, which transforms into relentless daily action. From that day forward, steadfastly refuse to dilly-dally your life away into the forgettable abyss of idleness. Instead, rise up and treat every new morning as the remarkable blank canvas it truly is. A pristine opportunity to author your legacy through the remarkable power of making that day one filled with purpose, growth, and compounding progress towards your visions. Do that, and I promise your life story will be one worthy of being etched into the halls of greatness. A tale of inspiration that blazes a trail for others to follow your path of cramming each waking breath with meaning and constant evolution. The ultimate example of someone who simply refused to let their potential be limited by accepting the ordinary. So if that sounds like the story you want written about your one shot at this life, then join me in embracing the transformative philosophy of making every day count. Come alive alongside me in the thrilling knowledge that we are intentional architects crafting remarkable legacies, one maximized day at a time. The path will be arduous with many failures and tests of will. The gravity of status quo and complacency will continually try to pull you off course. But for those able to endure, extraordinary outcomes await. So dedicate yourself fully to this quest, because half measures simply will not produce the outcomes you crave. Make this day count by committing your entire life. Push towards intentionally investing your time and energy with extraordinary purpose. Then wake up tomorrow and make that new day count as well. And the next after that, allowing this habit of daily mastery and growth to snowball into an unstoppable life momentum. Before long, you will look back in awe at the stunning legacy you architected through the simple commitment of making every rotation of this earth an opportunity to move closer to your life's ambitions and potential. A life where you wasted not a single second of the precious time you were gifted. So let's seize this day and every day ahead as the blank slates for authoring greatness that they are. Let's reject the conventional path of idleness and make this one wildly productive, intentional, purpose-filled day that stacks another brick on our ultimate vision. Who's with me? Who's ready to finally start making every day count?